Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kito, and I am here making another Naruto Arena video. Except this isn't the Naruto Arena you're used to, this is the Naruto-Arena.app. So it's obviously distinctly different from Naruto-Arena.net. As you can see, it looks different, well, at least the face pics do. And there's music in the background, which is provided by the game, which is pretty cool. So I don't have to put music in myself, which is honestly some editing work that I'm very thankful to not have to do, but that's besides the point. I think I like this game a lot better, to be honest. And I'm not just saying that because I don't like the staff over at .net. You know, and it's like, although it doesn't have a lot of characters, it feels like it has more, or at least the same amount, because the characters that they do have that they've reworked or added in originally, their designs are just that good. And I'm constantly surprised by the quality of the original character designs they have in the game. You know, they usually have good flow, an interesting concept, and some way of using their skills that is unique to Naruto Arena, you know, unique to the experience. You know, now of course they have skills that, you know, I've seen or created before, but there's a difference between that and using skills that you haven't played with in-game, or building a team with said character for the first time and trying to fit it in with the rest of the characters in the game. You know, try to fit in and make a effective team. You know, a character can have skills that aren't all that original while still being fun and interesting to play because of how they themselves as a character function in the game. How they function on a team. And how they, you know, disrupt the overall rhythm of the game. I think every character is like its own musical note. You've got your note's overall volume, whether it's a high or low note, or somewhere in between. You know, whether it's sharp, flat, or just right. Does it have good tone? You know, some characters add a nice, well, I wouldn't say nice, I would say some characters add a beautiful note to the overall composition we know as NA. And some of them add in something that's maybe a little surprising, like, whoa, I didn't expect that B flat right there. You know, this game may not be perfect, no game is, but at least its characters are bringing something interesting to the song that we know as NA. Get it? You know, take .NET's characters for example. What are they bringing to their song? It's like a really played out Christmas song. You know, you've heard it 1,000 times, you can't stand it anymore, but it's worse because the notes are all off key or flat and completely ruining what little substance the song did have. I mean, their new characters are so bland and boring and making the song so terrible that you'd probably be begging just to hear the original version again. You know, thinking to yourself, how the hell did they fuck this up? At least it used to be a classic. I may have been tired of it, but it was because I listened to it too often. At least I could appreciate what made it what it was. You know, .NET had all the tools to be successful. They were given pretty much an entire game to do what they want with. You know, for probably free. I don't know if they paid for it, but honestly, I know Spirit in Black was done with it, so I'm not too sure if he was, you know, even gonna sell it. Which is a shame because, in my personal opinion, I don't think that Westboro was the best man for the job. And that's not to knock him for who he is. That's to knock him based on his behavior. And you guys already know all about that, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But I will say something. And that's, Well, even though they had all the tools to be successful, they instead decided to use the game as a way to make money. Now think about that for a second. Seriously, truly think about that. Take 5 seconds. I'm dead serious right now. Just take 5 seconds. Think about it. Now tell me, don't you think that's got to be the worst business plan of all time? I mean, who wakes up one day and says, you know, I'm going to get the code to Naruto Arena, and then I'm going to run the game. That's my get-rich-quick scheme. What? Really? That's how you want to get rich? I mean, seriously? I mean, did he really think that was his way to get a fat bag? Naruto Arena? Of all games? Really? The small game that had a small, dedicated cult following of people, mostly teenagers, or young adults that, you know, used to be teenagers, that never had to pay for Naruto Arena before. Ever. Now, how on earth did he think he was going to get rich from that? From us? I mean, it's baffling. I mean, to be fair, he did take $100 from me. So, you know, there's that. And he even raised the middle finger up and said, "Fuck you." As he did it. So, you know, that's $100 down the drain, but, you know, that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about me right now. I know, I realize that was dumb. I know that was stupid. We don't need to knock me for that. Okay. But, so you're not even telling me that not only did he decide one day that Naruto Arena was his way to get big, a big, big, big bag, which I don't think it's quite as big as he thought it was. But you're not only telling me that he thought that was his way to get a big bag, right? You're also telling me that banning and deleting the accounts of probably one of his only or few actual paying customers is his way to keep the cash flowing. Huh. Genius. I need to take him as an example of everything not to do when you try to make money. I mean, how ridiculous does all that sound, guys? You know, if that wasn't the silliest idea anyone has ever had on the face of the earth, I don't know what is. Well, enough about Wes. Let's talk about Naruto-Arena.app. So get this. They've taken a little bit of a different approach to the whole chakra system thing. Now, some people are going to like this, some people aren't going to like this so much. Now, you got to be a special type of person not to like this, which I am. I don't like it. But I can at least appreciate what they've done. So let me tell you about it. Instead of it being true random, which chakra you get every turn, you actually have an increased chance of getting certain types of chakra based on the types of chakra your characters use. For instance, if you have a character that uses Bloodline and Ninjutsu chakra only, you have a little bit of an extra percentage to get that chakra at the start of your turn. So, for instance, if you're using a team with characters that only use Ninjutsu chakra, the majority of the chakra you will get at the start of your turns will probably, I don't quite know the numbers, but I'm fairly certain this is how it works, will probably be pretty much Ninjutsu. Now, not all the time, but pretty much. Okay? Now, if you're like me, I see this as problematic, I think it's a little bit of like cheating, sort of, you know, because you basically always got what you need. So where's the fun in that, right? Because I thought half of the fun of the true random chakra system was not getting what you wanted, but not getting what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just as fun to get what you wanted as it was to not get what you wanted. Because getting what you wanted is only made that much better when you have just as much a chance to not get it. And I think that raises the intensity of the games, the overall fairness. Now, I understand that, you know, having a higher percentage to get the chakra you need based on the characters you use applies to both players, just as things being true random applies to both players. I don't think people ever understood that, because I would hear complaints about the chakra system. Oh, it's got to be rigged because you never get the chakra you need. Well, neither does your opponent. And even if it seems like they are, they're not. It's true random. If you understand anything about how rolling 3 4-sided dice works, of course you're going to get screwed a lot of the time. That's just how percentages work. That's just how dice rolls work. That's how random chance works. So I never understood the complaints in the first place. But, you know, even if we say those complaints are valid, I don't think that any of it takes away from what a true random system brings to the game. And I think it is the majority of the reason why Naruto-Arena.com was fun. Is fun. Even though it doesn't exist anymore, it's still, if we played it today, it would still be fun. Now, I'm not even considering .net even comparable to .com, because it's not. It's only comparable because they're built from the same code. It's not comparable in quality at all. So, anyway, .app has done something a little bit innovative, and I commend them truly for actually trying to come up with a solution to people's complaints about the chakra system. Now, I understand the chakra system was frustrating, but that's why we had an exchange button. Now, to be fair, the exchange button could probably be 4 chakra, not 5, because, I mean, 5 chakra is a lot, and I just feel like whenever I needed to use the exchange button, I only really had 5 chakra, so and I probably needed another one to do what I wanted, and it cost too much to do it. 3 personally would have been too little, but 4, it's like, you know, it's like, what's that fucking story? It's not the 3 little bears, but it's like with Baby Bear, Papa Bear, and Mama Bear, you know? It wasn't Papa Bear's because Papa Bear's was too hot. It wasn't Mama Bear's because Mama Bear's was too cold. It was Baby Bear's because Baby Bear's was just right. You know? Well, that's how I felt. Well, I know there's always a lot of complaints about it, and at the very least, I don't think the percentage in which it gives you favorable chakra is high enough to feel like you're being blessed by the chakra gods 24/7. So I will give it to them on that. I will say that it doesn't feel unfair. I thought it was going to feel like no matter what, I always had what I needed, so every turn went great. It's still random enough that you do have those frustrating moments, and I've played a lot of games now. I've played probably at least 50 games, so I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on how it works. And there have been moments where I have lost games because I didn't get the right chakra. And if the chakra system truly worked how I thought it did, that wouldn't have been the case, and it wouldn't have... I probably wouldn't be playing, because that would have been game ruining in my opinion. But thankfully, after many games, I have figured out that it does feel fair enough. Now, I do feel like I get really good chakra a lot of the time, but at least it's not good enough for me to feel like I'm cheating or just gonna win every game no matter what if I pick the right order of skills, which is how anime, what's it called? Something anime. Anime Brawl? Is that what it's called? I'm sorry that I'm forgetting your name, guys. I'm not trying to offend you or anything. Anime Blast. Excuse me. I'm very sorry. It's called Anime Blast. Now what they did is they completely redesigned the entire chakra system into a mana system. A 100 mana system that replenishes slowly every turn like a mana bar in like a RPG or something. Now, I do not think that works for a game like this, because every skill costs the same resource. Every skill costs the same resource. So there's literally just a right way to do things, a wrong way to do things, and no in between. With a system that uses 4 different resources that are given at random, or in Naruto-Arena.app, random enough. It's like random enough. That's what I'm going to describe it as. It's the chakra system. It's random enough. You know, with a system that uses resources at random and different resources, you actually have what's the word I'm looking for? Ways to play in variation, to play the game differently each time. Every game's not going to be the same. You know, with a 100 mana bar, every game is essentially the same thing, because nothing's random. Everything costs the same. So you can go into every game and essentially, probably depends on what teams you're fighting, but I think a good amount of the time there's a right and a wrong way to play the game. And in Naruto Arena, if you're really thinking about it, now maybe you might say there is a right or a wrong way to play, sure, but at its very core, you can play it however the fuck you want. You can use whatever order of skill according to what resource you have. Now imagine if Naruto Arena didn't have resources. And now imagine if what was given to you wasn't random. What would you do? You would use your most powerful skill every time it was up. Would you use anything else? No, because it's a waste of using your resources. You would only ever use your strongest skill, because that's the most effective way to win. Now when you are forced into using skills according to the resources you're given and what you have to make compromises. You literally can't just use your most powerful skill every time it's up, because it's not always going to be up. And that's why the random resources, you know, given to the player is way better than a mana system. Anyway, guys, that's my rant. You saw me win a few games. I hope you're doing well. Thanks for watching. I'll be posting more. So, peace. Bye.